Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for being on time. So we'll wait for another 2 to 3 minutes. Let people join in before we start.
Smart children.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Can you please type in the chat box where you're from, or you can unmute and talk?
Yeah, very good morning, ma'am. This is Vinay here. My son is 6.5 and we are from Pune.
Pune, glad. GK is from Mumbai. Good morning, Deepa. From Hyderabad, Coimbatore. Okay. So I need to respect those who have joined in early. So what we do, we'll start with the session. So let them slowly join in. Okay. Okay, so today the webinar was on smart child, right? All well-rounded child. What is your expectation of today's webinar? So what do you expect? You can either unmute and talk, or you can put it in the chat. Chat is also open. Okay, no expectations. Let's start. Go ahead. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Preeta Gunashekar. I'm an early literacy consultant for 10 years. So I train children on reading. So that is how I introduced to introduced to Kratz Lab, and I'm with them as a cognitive consultant. So out of my experience, what I have learned over years is children are different. Every child is unique, right? So now my mission is this: to provide opportunity to every individual child to be independent, intelligent, confident, happy person who can contribute meaningfully to the society. It doesn't matter what career the child, what career path the child chooses, but which has to be, they have to be very completely fulfilled. They have to feel contented. They have to be happy with what they are doing. So that is the expectation of almost all of us, right? So how to bring in that? So are we contented with whatever we have in life, or how is you? Can you just share with me? You can put it in the chat. So if that is a goal that we have for children, for them to feel contented, for them to feel happy when they are grown. So now, if you are in that point, if that was your goal and you are in that stage, right? So now, how do you feel? So are you feeling happy, and are you feeling contented with whatever you have, and with the life? Are you achieving the purpose of life and all of those? Feel free to talk. No answer is right or wrong. So that is the confidence that I give my children also doing my class. So feel free to talk. You can chat, or you can unmute and interact. So when you interact, the session will be more engaging, right? So rather than I talk. Okay. So before that, we start the session here. So we need to know how the brain works. So what are we going to cover today? So how the brain works. So what is the structure of school education, the psychology of mind. So how do we stimulate the cognitive strength, cognitive ability, cognitive science, and cognitive strength is a very trending concept now in schools. So if you are a teacher, and you will be very well knowing that, so that cognitive ability, cognitive development is the current goal that all the schools are talking about. So what are the top skills for today? We learn what is that we need, and we also learn how to test and also unlock our kids' potential. So that is all about today's, and we'll start with that. Okay, so how does the brain work? So brain development, we divide into the upper lobe and the lower lobe. Okay, so this, if we consider it as a house, the upstairs and the downstairs, we divide it that way. So upstairs completely takes all the thinking, planning, imagination, all control takes in the the upper part of the brain, and the regular thing that we do. So everything, what I talk, what I think, what I speak, so everything is of the routine, the day-to-day activities, and also our emotions, everything is in the lower portion of the brain. So you look at that. So the upper part of the brain completely controls the sound decision making, controls the emotion and the bodily movements, so helps us to understand the self, develops empathy and morality. So all this is taken, the upper part of the brain takes the control of all those things. So when we consider the lower part of the brain, that helps with the basic functioning. So innate reaction, something happens, you react immediately, or the strong emotion that you have, either you control the emotion or you show the emotion. By which way, how do you show the emotion? All this takes place in the lower part. So have you felt that? So for a same situation, the situation will be same, but the pattern, two different children react will be completely different, or two different adults react to the same situation, same scenario will be completely different. Why is it all that happening? Maybe, so if you take, consider your own children, the siblings, so one will react to the same situation in a different way, the other will react in a different way. Why is it? So everything, the upper part, the cognitive strength decides how we react. Yeah, so brain structure is not different. What you said is kind of yes, but the cognitive strength is different. The upper part of the brain, how do we think, how do we plan, are we able to organize thoughts, are we able to organize or split the situation, understand, analyze, everything takes in the upper part of the brain. So that is where the complete difference happens. So now here we are exclusively talking about this cognitive development, cognitive strength. So cognitive strengths, the functional areas are all four of this: IQ, the intelligent quotient, focus, decision making, and problem solving. So this, don't you think all this forms very basic and very important to be successful in life? So successful, I do not talk only in the monetary terms. Successful can be in any form. If you are happy now, then you are successful. Yeah, happy with whatever you're doing, then you are successful. You have chosen a job that gives you happiness, you're successful. If you're able to keep your family happy, and you're successful. So successful can be in any of this element. So don't you think all this four plays a major role for us to be successful in life? So the learning pattern of every individual is completely different. So these are all the learning pattern. So in education, we call it as multiple intelligence. Yeah. So our lessons are planned based on multiple intelligence theories and all of that. So logical, linguistic. So linguistic ability, children will be able to take more of scripts. Okay, so when the child is logical, the child will be very good in math, very good calculator and all of that. So naturalistic, they'll be very good with the nature. They learn more from these areas. Okay, so something intrapersonal is self. They do not want to, they do not much interact with everybody. They have to be on their own self and all of this. Interpersonal is all, as we all know, very socially very engaged, so want to be with people and all of this. Bodily kinesthetic will be very good at sport or anything that you can make them do through body. They make and they learn kind of a person will be a bodily kinesthetic. And or musical, so they love anything. So even if you want to teach tables, and children will be, if you're giving it musically, the children will pick it up very quicker. So these are all the learning skills. No child is intelligent or less intelligent. It is just that their ability to learn things from differs. Okay. So now, as I told you, the current topic, the hot topic is cognitive. So the thing is, schools try to put cognitive in place very recently. So now it has been advised by everyone, because that is the skill which is being focused for the future. So now the cognitive is individual basis. Okay, everybody's cognitive strength differs. And the cognitive development ratio differs. But the school curriculum and the school thing are built for group and not for individual child. So what we expect for development of capabilities of every individual child, we all want our children to be very capable, right? We all want our children to be very potential and to be successful. So the design should be of this way. So cognitive skills, we must focus on 40 to 50%, social emotional 20 to 25, academic 25 to 30, and so the outcome. But the school structure is designed in this way: academic takes 75% of their time, social emotional 20%, and cognitive 5 or less than 5%. So that is the only possibility, as cognitive is completely based on individual. It is a personalized thing, and which cannot it is not a mistake that the schools are making. The design of school structure so cannot take all, it cannot be customized for every child's need. So that is the problem. We are able to cater less of cognitive development in schools. So this is the cognitive model. This is what we spoke about, right? The same situation, two people react in a different way, which completely controls the cognitive. The upper part of the brain completely covers all of those. So this is how you get a situation, you have got a workload to do. And if you are a less motivated person, if your cognitive strength is low, so kind of you feel negative and this is very overwhelming, I cannot do it, you become anxious, and end of the day, you do nothing. If the cognitive ability is strong, then they analyze, so what is the current scenario? So how shall we handle it? How shall we tackle it? How long or how far we can go about that? And we kind of feel encouraged and motivated. We split up tasks and we'll be able to do it better. So this is the difference with a person who has got cognitive strength, more cognitive strength and less cognitive ability. So every experience that we take, that is a neural connection that has been created in our mind. So if you have attended pregnancy classes or parenting webinar, this would have been a topic. So any experience that the child goes through, that is a neural connection. A neural connection opens our brain. So all the neural connection will be this way. So there'll be the interlinking will be more. So knowledge and information is available everywhere. So taking up a lot of information is not as important as utilizing those intelligence. The knowledge that we have to use it on time, right? So that cognitive strength gives that ability. So have you ever wondered, if I had that one skill in me, I would have been more successful? So maybe your colleague who was sitting next to your table, working along with you, both of you are chatting and working, and one day you see them grown to a next stage and we are still there. Or maybe the person who went ahead is you. So it can be different, right? The person, the people, those who are working with you are still behind and you have come up. So because those who have the cognitive ability, more cognitive ability, is likely to be more successful in life. Any successful person in any field that you take, they will have the strong cognitive strength. So we have a filter in our brain, so which is called as RUS. Okay, so that activates, that tells your brain what is important and what is not important. So when we engage ourselves in something, so the AI, the social media can be very good example for this. Okay, so when you are interested in something, maybe on a wedding purchase, you are interested, your interest is on wedding purchase, AI picks up everything that is related to wedding and which is related to shopping and all of that, that shows more to you, and you kind of tend to buy more. End of the day, you tend to buy more, right? So the same way AI is designed based on the RUS only. So what you feel important, that will show up more. The same way, maybe the feed that you see, the content that you get, everything will be based on what you feel, what you want to see that. So once you start liking something, and more of that content you will have. The same way, we have a brain, RAS in the brain, which picks up, which decides what is important and what is not important. So what is that? By developing the cognitive strength, we can tell the brain that these are all the things which is important for me. So pull me towards that, pull me towards that. The world is so much distracted. So we have to keep our brain on focus. We have to keep the RAS activated all the time towards the right things. Or there are a lot of chances which can take a different turn. So our brain, this is the neuroplasticity is the learning. So anything you can learn, okay, whatever it is, whatever you want to learn, you will be able to learn. So that is the neuroplasticity. Your brain is capable of anything. Atomicity is you will be able to learn one task, only one task at a time. Atomicity is once you learn the task, then it becomes automated. Okay, you would have observed this very well in children, those who are learning to walk. Their core objective is walking. They do not consider anything else. They keep practicing to walk. The children, you would have observed from your children, right? So once they learn the skill, that becomes automated. They start developing the next. They pick up the next interest. So the same thing will follow throughout our life. So cognitive strength, when you try to put it in place, when you start to learn that, when you practice that, then one day it becomes very automated. You need not even bother. All your decision, all your planning, all your organizing will be on the right track. So the cognitive strength is kind of a pattern. Use it or lose it. You train it, you gain more. You do not train it, you lose a bit of it. So that is what is completely about cognitive. So now I'm introducing you to the Kids Unlock program, so which is designed to boost the kids' cognitive strength. So I'll share a different screen. Okay, so this is yeah. So the Kids Unlock program is designed by Cracks Lab. So Cracks Lab has got different program for children. So the one is Kids Unlock. So when we see Kids Unlock program, it is a very clear and sound approach. They have proven methods. They are published in all well-known science journals that hold on, this is not it was meant to share. So these are the research areas. Okay, so first they were trying to understand if the human brain is measurable, and then once we measure that, what can we do? We have to feed more to grow the brain, right? So this is what the first assessment is all about, the quantifying the cognition. So quantifying, measuring the cognitive abilities. So we were talking about multiple intelligence. So all the lessons and everything was planned on multiple intelligence. Howard Gardner is a father of multiple intelligence theory, and he himself has accepted this approach. All this data, all the details that is being published in the science journals, and all of those are available in Cracks Lab website, which I will share you, and you can have a detailed look on all of those. So the next one is unlocking the potential. Once we measure the cognition, how do we help to grow the abilities? So we measure and we find out it is lagging or it has been. So we have a high cognitive potential. Then how are we going to grow it more? So even if it is less, we can grow. Even if it is high, we'll be able to boost it up more higher. So all of those. So they help us do a test. So now we identify the natural ability of the children. and we try to bring in, we test and track, and we try to bring in, which is what is the core ability, which is the natural ability of a child, where the child is can focus, can get into focus, more focus, finding the inborn talent, discovering the mindset or redesigning the mindset, and building the core mental abilities. So all of this, channelizing the extra energy. This is what is very essential now, right? Channelizing the extra energy. So direction and guidance. So all of this will be provided to you, and these are all some of the feedbacks which I'll share the website with you, so you can take time to go through all of this. So now we will just discover what I did for my children. Okay, so this is a test result of my child. Okay, my child is he is in grade 1. So now I have discovered his strength is on linguistic. After taking up the test, I have discovered his strength is on linguistic. So once you take the test, you will be able to understand what is the age. So what is being expected out in this age, and what is your current level? What is your child's current level? So now I understand his thinking pattern is 50% creative and 50% logical. What I have estimation level score is something that my expectation about my children. I have estimated my children in such a way, which is actually a perfect estimation. And he is more 1.13 points more from the current the age, the expectancy of the present age. So same when we talk about my elder one. Yeah. So when I speak about my elder one, the younger ones and the age wise, the report differs, right? So his thinking pattern is this, and we have slightly overestimated our child. So he is in age 9 and he's in grade 4. And his strength is naturalistic. He's more of a naturalistic person. And see, so whatever you see, more than 5% are their strength. Something that is more than 9% is their inborn talent. So once you find the inborn talent, you'll be able to see which can be what he can become. His natural strength is all of this. So I have discovered all of this. And his IQ, what is his creative quotient, what is his DMA, decision making ability, and what is his focus factor. So this is the difference. This is the gap that I have found for the current age. These are all the gap I have found I have to improve in my child. So the gap is 0.34%, which is the expected. Can you see the minimum desired value is 1, but he's an average person. I want to fill this gap. So for that, so what do we do to fill this gap? So once you take the test and understand what is the potential of your child, they themselves give you different structure, this will be the dashboard that you get once you take the test. So you can analyze the strength of your child, and you get worksheets, you get talent activities, you get personalized, which is completely AI controlled, which you get a customized questions and answers. So for the same age group, if you could take maybe your child and one of your friends' child, then you'll be able to compare and know very well. The activities, the worksheets that you get for your child will be different from the other person. Why? Because it is completely customized based on your child's natural ability, the child's interest, and child's knowledge. So whatever you want to boost, we can easily fill in the gap that has been required. So why should we do all this? So so brain is kind of like a hardware. So brain is same for all. So cognitive ability is like a software. So we have to keep that updated. So better the cognitive ability, we get, the better success in life. So once you keep testing, you test and you provide consistent stimulation to your child, so achieving the success rate is more likely. So these are all the 4 core mental abilities: dynamic IQ. So mental age divided by the actual age is the child's knowledge, application of knowledge. So the knowledge is not very important. How do we apply the knowledge is very important. So decision making ability, that is also very essential, right? So the quicker the decision we make, we get the better result. This we all of us would have observed in our lives. So creative quotient, you are more out of box thinking, you can solve better problems. All of this will be taken care by the AI based system generated worksheets and the activities that you get for your child. So once you stimulate the brain, which is meaningfully stimulated, you're likely to grow more. So look at this. So this is the result of the experimental group and the control group. Control group was not given any activities, was not tested completely. Experimental group was tested for cognition and were given the worksheets regularly, and they were able to do it all. And once they measure the growth in 3 quarters, look at the difference. This is the, once we do not stimulate, then there will be growth, but slight growth, because any experience that the child take, the neural connection grows, right? But when we are giving you meaningful connections, when you want your child, when you want to fill in the gap of your child, so then we are giving the best stimulation to the brain. So you will have worksheets for 50 worksheets per month for age 7 and above. So below 7, you get 30 worksheets per month. So you will also have movie suggestions, game suggestions, and book suggestions, which I will show it in the other slide. So this is what I just read 3 days before. So future work skills of 2030. So you can just check it out in Meta's workplace. So look at that, future work skills for 2030, social and emotional and higher cognitive skills. So most of the work that we are doing are replaced by AI, right? That all of us would have understood by now. So many tasks, if you are repeatedly doing something, that can be easily replaced by AI. But if you have a job that you have to do with your thinking, your creativity, then that is going to be yours. Nobody can take out from that from you. So AI, replacement of AI is not going to cut down the people's work, but it is going to change the way people work. So people cannot be no more automated. They cannot be doing the same work. The people with less cognitive strength or with less cognitive ability will not be able to do better. Those who have the higher cognitive skill, so which we need to focus right now to bring in the best future for our children. I have taken it up for both of my children, and I have understood it has been the worksheets are fabulous, and the game suggestions and movie suggestions that I have seen are very good, and they're also able to drive interest towards that. And we are not, the extra energy is channelized in the right way and is not deviated. So that is what is the main strength of this cognitive assessment and things. And they are doing it, the research has been for more than 10 years. And now they are doing it with 300 plus schools, 10,000 plus students, and 1,500 teachers are under work, and more than 6,000 parents. You have wonderful feedback. You should listen to the video and you should read the testimonials that is being published in the website to know how fruitful the results can be. So truly you can bring in magic, you can bring in the change in your child's life by uplifting their cognitive energy and strength. So these are all the complete factors. So you have to keep your child motivated. You have to bring in the curiosity, and you have to, then it has been played in the real life game. So that is what is specified as play. So these are all the complete 3 factors. So motivation, curiosity, and the real game will be on all the time. But which area they are into? So are we wasting our potential? Are we utilizing our potential? Is based on how we channelize our energy. So this cognitive test, by Cracks Lab, and this Unlock program will help you give a clear cut path for you to give what is more essential for your child. So maybe we are not talking about you're going to decide on these all the career and you're going to focus on those. So that is not the criteria that we are focusing about. Once the cognitive strength and ability of the child improves, they'll be able to decide for themselves which they want and which they do not want. So they will have a very clear cut idea. They will have very good, they can create their passion in which they are interested in. So all of that is possible when the cognitive strength and ability is more. So kind of, so maybe I think I lack cognitive ability because my education, my stream of education was completely different from what I'm doing today. So I took a lot of years to discover what is my strength and what is my potential. So my strength was into language. I love teaching. Teaching is my passion. But what I learned in my college was designing, so which was not my strength area. So I kind of wasted 3 years of mine, and later working in the same field, before realizing, I kind of wasted around 6-7 years. So that you can, many of you can relate to that, right? So, but if I had that cognitive strength, the cognitive ability to think better, to analyze better, to know my strength, all of that, I would have not wasted my 6 to 7 years. I would have chosen a education which is meant for me, and I've started practicing it much earlier. So I wasn't not very late. So now I'm experienced for 10 years. I'm doing good work. So now, so once the cognitive strength that this kids unlock, I was exposed because for my children, I keep searching something good for my children, right? I enjoyed it. I also understand, as a teacher, I understand how important it is for children also. So that is why I tied up with them as a consultant. And yeah, so that is about cognitive strength, and these are all the areas we need to focus and all of that. So in case if you have any questions, can you please put down, we'll have some discussion. So any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, so can you please rate the thing? So was it informative? So let us keep aside you sign up the program or not, but I just want to know if the workshop, what the content that I deliver to you, was it informative? So how do you rate in a scale of 10? So 1 being poor and 10 being good. How do you rate the content delivered? In a scale of 1 to 10, 1 poor and 10 being good. So how do you rate the content delivered? So was it informative, right? Yeah. So now let's get into the financial portion. Yeah. So this, anyways, we need to pay the cost of it, right? So we'll come into. So this is what you will see in the website. These are all the costs. To take the assessment, it is 8,500. And for all grades, the annual program costs around 15,000. So we have something, a better offer for you. So this is kind of a webinar only offer where you get the 1-year assessment, the assessment and the worksheet and all the movie suggestions or the game suggestions, book suggestion, everything at 12,500 per year if you sign up today or tomorrow. So if you want to sign up in you can go and check it in the worksheet, the website. I'm sharing the link of all the websites. Yes, Cracks Lab is an Indian venture. So this I have to talk about Cracks Lab also. So Cracks Lab, I mean, there are only two companies who are doing cognitive research. Okay, so one is Mindprint USA, the other one is Cracks Lab. So Cracks Lab has been estimated more, it is more better than the Mindprint USA. You can just check it out, check out the Mindprint website also, check out the Cracks Lab website also. See. So this is the Kids Unlock program that we are talking about now. Okay, so this is the cost. If you are directly signing up in the website, it is going to be 15,000 for 1 year of assessment and the the customized worksheets for your child and the activities for your child. But we are giving you 2,500 rupees off if you're signing up today or tomorrow to us. So now I'll show you Cracks Lab. You're able to see the screen, right? Yeah. See, look at that. You have all the research papers published in the top science journals across. You have it all, which is very open. You can download the journals, you can read it through. So which inspired me to take up this was the word from Howard Gardner. So he himself, he is the father, and he himself has approved this. Yes, this is measurable and this can do wonders to your child if you are able to provide constant stimulation. So we'll just get into the worksheets. So once you sign up, you will you have to go through kidsunlock.com. So you register as a new, I'll give you the username and password, register as a new user. So you put in the password and the username, then you have to change the password and go forward, use it. This will be your dashboard. So this is how your dashboard will look like. So here we will find the analysis, test analysis, the worksheet, your profiles. You look at that. Talent activities, you will also have weekly activities. You need not worry how to engage your child in the weekend, and book suggestions for you. So look at that. You have all the book suggestions for you and the movie suggestions. So games that your child will enjoy playing, which will develop the cognitive strength. So games are not completely very bad. So because you all would have experience, we need to give some time for them to, in case if your child is interested, if they are not exposed to screen time, well and good, it is not required. But in case they are exposed to screen time, we'll have some meaningful games and things. And also we have movie suggestions. So look at all of this. So all this, your children will likely to enjoy all these movies. So now you have talent activities, parenting guide, personal activities, super skill worksheet. So everything is customized for your child. Okay. So glad. So any questions that you have, you can ask. So which is completely age-wise based on your child's present age. You will have questions and your child need to answer some question and you have to take up someone give answers. And that is how is your estimation about your child will be calculated. Now just I'm pasting the link in the chat. Take that. So if you have any question, do you have any questions? So I recommend do not miss this opportunity. You get it at 2,500 rupees off once you sign up today and or tomorrow. So any more questions? Any questions that you have? So do you have any questions? Feel free, you can unmute and talk. Okay, so if you're looking for some worksheets, so this is how the worksheets will look like. So it is going to be 50 worksheets per month, and which can be 2 to 3 worksheets you can do per day for 5 days a week, or you can do it you can do it in the weekend. So which is aimed to build the cognitive strength of your child. So this will help them in problem solving, developing the IQ of your child, and all of that. So which is of, I have been doing this with my children for a while, and the standard is of high standard. So that I have to say. So which can be age-wise. This is my elder ones. I think you see that. So this is for my younger one. So based on their age group, their category, the worksheets are designed so that so you provide a constant stimulation for the child so they can grow better. So any more questions? Do you have any questions? You can put it in the chat or unmute and ask for. Yeah, so you can go through the link, and I'll also share the payments link here. So you can choose either 1 year program, 1 year subscription, or 2 year subscription. The offer, I mean, I've shared it. I've shared the link. There are both options available in the link. You can choose 1 year or 2 year subscription, and you can proceed with that. Or in case if you have more questions, you feel free to contact me, connect me anytime. Yeah, go through the link, and also all of that. Yeah, I hope you all had an informative session today. So thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like 1,000 per month, but it has to be paid one time. But you have option to convert it as EMI in case you're using a credit card or something. You can make the payment through the link, and you can convert into EMI also. So many of my students have chosen for the EMI option. It's kind of rupees 1,000 per month. But in case if you're taking the test alone, it is 8,500. But what is it going to give you once you just take the test, right? So it has to be, we need to know how to stimulate the children. We have to find the right ways to stimulate it, right? So I prefer you can go with the annual subscription. Or 2 years, you get it at a great deal because it is kind of 10,000 rupees off. Okay. So thank you. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Thank you so much, Beanie Maheshwari. Yeah. So I think we will end the session here. Bye-bye, all of you.
Bye bye. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you.